Hello everyone and welcome to another video on the channel, and today Battlefront 2 has got a new update. Yep, we've got a brand new update and I'm going to go through it with you guys and tell you what I think of it. But first of all, one of the changes, one of the things they've added, more to the point, is they've added the new appearances for the Separatists B1 battle droids. You have Geonosis, Pilot, Jungle and Training. So those are the appearances for the droids. That's all they've really added. I'm not really too interested in them, to be honest with you. They're a bit meh. I'm not really interested in battle droids appearances, but that's them in general. So that's all they've really added for the appearances in this game. The other thing that they've changed are the star cards. And I've gone through the star cards. They've basically replaced the health regain star cards, where every hero you kill or every trooper you kill you'd regain health, and they've replaced them with Born to Fly, things like that, you know, and so on. But yeah, and I'm going to be honest with you, I've looked through the star cards for every hero, or the new star cards, and I'm not interested in them. They are useless. They are, in my opinion, they're not really up to much. They don't really do much. For instance, Han Solo, his new one was Smuggler's Wit. You get an extra dodge ability, but all his cooldowns are increased. So I feel that's a bit useless, because why can you not just have an extra dodge anyway? You know, and you could have been a bit more creative there. And why can't all the heroes have an extra dodge? You know, that would then be balanced. You know, and again, Rey, if I can find hers, gives her an extra dodge, but her stamina drains faster. Again, you know, I feel it's a bit meh. No, I'm just not really interested in that. And to be honest with you, the Darth Vader one, which I thought was interesting, it's where if you kill an enemy as Darth Vader, he gains his stamina back. I just sort of thought that, yeah, that's good if you're in GA. It's good if you're in GA, but it's a bit pointless for CS, or you can't even play as them in CS. It's a bit pointless for HVV because, you know, max in a 2v2 game, Hero Showdown, you're only going to get like 1 or 2 kills, so it's a bit pointless in that way. And in HVV 4v4, you know, most people will either block or, you know, you won't really gain much stamina back. So I feel that it's not much of a star card, to be honest with you. Again, could have been more creative with that. I know I'm sort of, you know, being a bit meh and sort of hating on them, but this is my own personal opinion. The General Grievous one as well, it irritated me as well. You know, for every 10% health missing, he gains damage reduction, but his health regeneration speed is halved. That, you know, General Grievous can hardly block at times without his 4 lightsabers. Never mind freaking losing half of his regeneration. So no, that's a useless one. Obi-Wan's I felt was interesting, even though it was more for defense. Even though Obi-Wan can defend pretty well himself. Anyway, I feel like Safeguard, you know, after blocking 5 blaster shots, 2 abilities or lightsaber attacks with his block, Obi-Wan gains permanent reduction of 2% to all his stamina costs to a maximum. I always, again, the star cards that are like this, they do the exact same thing. So they do. Like, I think that's Obi-Wan's, and then Anakin's does something similar. There is, he does 200 damage. Steamroll, he does 200 damage, decreases all of Anakin's stamina costs by 2%. They do the exact same thing, but just do it in different ways. Like, that was damage, Obi-Wan's was block. Chewbacca's does the exact same. Once again, it's, where is it? I had it there. Yeah, every time Chewbacca deals 200, a threshold of 200 combined damage, 2% damage reduction. You know, for me, they all do the same thing, and I'm not really interested in any of these star cards whatsoever. The only ones that I probably might use, which I personally don't think they need, but I will use them anyway, is the Count Dooku one and possibly the Kylo Ren one. Which the Kylo Ren one is, where is it? I think I unequipped it or something, did I? No, after using Frenzy, Kylo Ren's lightsaber damage is increased for 6 seconds. Again, that's I didn't think he needed that, but they've given him it anyway. But that's all the star cards, guys. For most of the heroes, of course you can go in and see them all. But for me, they all do something similar to what they don't really change very much. So I'm not really interested in that. And so we move on to Capital Supremacy, guys. And basically what they have added or changed now in it is that you now have a respawn menu, so you can pick what command posts to spawn on. You can only choose ones that you own, and there's no reinforcements now. Well, when I mean reinforcements, I mean whenever the ship comes to pick you up, you don't increase the number of chips you have for when you go onto the actual ship to blow it up. So at the moment it's kind of sort of feels like a bit pointless to go onto the capital ship, not the capital ship, onto the pickup ship, because you're not really gaining anything. The only thing you save is it would be possibly your battle points, and that's really about it really. But that's Capital Supremacy that they've added so far. But so far, just to talk about the other, it's been pretty interesting. A few of the things have been, how could I say, improvements. Obviously to Capital Supremacy, I feel like they've just changed things around. It doesn't really... the objective to me doesn't change. That's what I feel, and I think what I would rather have them done is maybe added more objectives to Capital Supremacy, not just capture command posts, take the first objective on their ship, and then destroy it. I feel like they should have added an extra objective just to make the game a bit more interesting, because yeah, 5 minutes you could storm the ship, blow it up within that time frame, but I feel like it would have been nice if they could have added maybe an extra objective to do. I just think that would have been a bit better, or one of the objectives could have been to rescue captured prisoners or capture intel. That could have been another part of the objectives. Obviously, once you capture that intel, you have to blow up the ship next or something like that. I just would have liked something a bit more to Capital Supremacy, another objective maybe, not necessarily having the same objectives, just increasing them. I think when you go onto the Republic ship, the droids have to shoot 3 objectives to blow up the ship, and instead of you opening doors, you just have to capture them in one particular area. It's kind of like holding the objective, it's kind of like capturing a command post basically. But yeah, I think it's good, but I think it could be slightly better. That's just what I think. Obviously the Dayz have got much more coming with the commandos and Felicia and all that sort of stuff, instant action. Obviously it will get better, but I just feel like Capital Supremacy could have been a bit better. They could have done something a bit more creative. Obviously I love the whole respawn on command posts. I think that's really good, and I think it's a request that people have wanted since Capital Supremacy has been out for quite a while now. Now we're just about to board they're about to board our ship, more to the point. And you know, see, if I was Anakin, I would be getting onto the ship just to secure like the 4,000 battle points that I spent, because you get them back if you go onto the ship. So, because if he was to die now, I think he would lose those 4,000, not re-get them again. So there is a point, and there isn't really a point to boarding to the enemy ship or your ship. But anyways, I'll show you guys what I mean by the timer. And here we are, guys. We are on our ship, and as you can see, they have 5 minutes to blow up our ship. Our objective, it's already half gone anyway, but this game's obviously been going for a while now. I've joined late, but their first objectives would have been the 2 doors, and how they would have captured them. Of course, they still would have had 5 minutes to do it, but they just have to sort of stand in like a circle area to capture them instead of holding down the X button for Xbox or whatever to open the doors. So that's all that's really changed. It's just that you have a timer now instead of a certain amount of reinforcements, and we're probably going to lose this anyway. I feel like it's, like I say, it's not bad, the timer, it's different, but I just feel like the defensive team is always sort of underpowered. I feel like that they just don't really have much of an opportunity to hold out. I know that because I think when this update was first released, the guys were at Dayz changed the amount of damage, or how much health, sorry, the ship had. Basically, I think it had 15,000, and then they reduced it to 12,000. I kind of feel like that they're sort of catering towards the attacking players, you know, not necessarily the defending players, because you know the defending, because that was just too easy for the attacking players. You know, they did it under 5 minutes. You know, they did it within that time frame. It only took them 2-3 minutes to do it, so that's a bit of a disappointment. But we're gonna move on now to a couple of other changes. And the other thing that we're going to be looking at today is the most recent lightsaber changes, or lightsaber fixes, more to the point, that they have made, the Dayz have made, and it's one that a lot of people have requested. And have they actually done it? Well, to be honest with you, I've done a few tests beforehand, and they have and they haven't. That's just what I think. It's trying to find a suitable bit of terrain to do it on. But basically what they have done is that in the past, when you would be on a box, if you had walked on top of a box and you were pressing the block button, your block would go down like that sort of thing, just the way I just let go there. But that's what would happen, you know, and it was so frustrating because when you fell down when you actually walked down there or fell off the box, your opponent would have got an opportunity to kill you. 9 times out of 10 they did, and it was just really frustrating for various players that got that into that situation. But I'm going to show you, we're just going to sort of test to see if it really is, or, you know, because Dayz said that it was a small height they were changing. It was small, so what is small to them? Well, we're going to test it here once I get rid of these stormtroopers, because they are just being irritating right now. So here, so I would class this as small. So I would. So we're going to walk backwards. What? Did my lightsaber just drop? We're going to walk backwards like we're having a duel. Okay. Okay, so when you fall backwards on this, your lightsaber block goes off, but then reactivates really quickly. So we'll just do that again. Okay, so it didn't do it that time, But I was walking backwards slow. I wasn't actually. What about doing it forwards? Again, look, so it does stay up. I know you're doing a bit of a jump there going forward. But let's just go ever so slowly off the edge. Look, even the slowest pace going off the edge. Get off. So when you walk very slowly backwards, it works. It works. But imagine if you're having a lightsaber duel with someone and you're constantly on the back foot. You know, at this point here, at that point there, right there is when your block goes away. Your opponent's going to get an opportunity to hit you. And imagine being on like 10 health or something like that. You know, we'll see it here. I do that. Look, they hit me. They shouldn't have been able to hit me. So I think this is an issue that Dayz have sort of done something to it, but they haven't 100% fixed it. I know stairs was a bit of an issue. In the past, people complained that the block didn't work going downstairs. It seems to be working fine going up them and down them. So this could be very much something that Dayz need to work on, is the block. As you can see, it works fine now. On different bits of terrain, different boxes. So it's a fine margin of it not working. See, look at that. I honestly believe that shouldn't happen. Like, I would class that as a small height. I wouldn't class that as medium or high. You know. Like, just go backwards. See, look at that. You know, it just goes from. It just goes from. No, it's not doing it now. Wow. Oh, it did it again. It does it there. So it does do it, and I think they just need to work on this to make sure it doesn't do it. Because on what they've done with the lightsaber, obviously there's a whole bunch of other changes that you can find on the transmission and stuff. But I'm going to talk about HVV now. 4v4, they've got a new announcer, so they have, and that new announcer is kind of like the robot thing that talks every now and again. But what it does now is that if you're in a 4v4 and you go on like a 3-player kill streak, and I don't class them as kill streaks. The game classes them as kill streaks. I don't. But if you do that with like the likes of Darth Vader, the announcer would say something like, "All hail the Dark Lord of kill streaks." You know, that's a thing now in HVV, and then I think when you get a 3-player kill streak as Han Solo, in that particular game mode, the announcer says something like Han Solo, was it hyper slaying through the battle or something like that, you know? And to me, it's just promoting. I think Dayz are trying to promote kill streaks there. You know, I don't really. I hate kill streaks. I think they're boring to watch, and you know, I know I've done a few on my channel myself, but I only did them because I saw other YouTubers that they were getting lots of views from them, and I thought, well, maybe should I do a couple and see if I get views. But then after a while, they really are boring to watch, you know. And I just do various different games now, you know. That's why I can't remember what my last kill streak was, you know, for YouTube. And the final subject of HV on Heroes, 2 new maps have been added. They are the capital ships of the Republic and the Droids. They have been added to the map, so they are now playable maps. So they are, which is good and all that. You know, it's good to see HVV getting some more content. But I think that's all I'm going to say for this video, guys. Overall, I think it's been I would say an average update. An average update for now. I'm not really too, how can I say, impressed with it. I'm impressed with the small changes, maybe, but would have liked something a bit better. And like, you're probably thinking, oh well, it's better than no update. Well, yeah, you're right, it's better than no update, but let's be honest, there's more updates coming. There's Clone Commandos and Instant Action are coming. There's more on its way, and hopefully they will be better. But I just feel at the end of the day, this particular update is a bit sort of, how could I say, smallish, not too major. I feel like they could have done a bit better. I think they could have done, especially with the star cards. What I would have done personally was I would have kept the original star cards, and I would have just added more in. You know, that's what I would have done instead. I know you talk about passive health and all that, but like I just would have had that instead. Personally, for me, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I have some gameplay for you from the Clone Commandos. And also Felicia, I also have my review on them as well. But apart from that, guys, I hope to see you guys in the next video. Take care. Good